I'm Nintendo LPRZ dude. I'm here with Boo Plays Game with BooGames or whatever. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, BooGames, how you doing?
And we're gonna talk about the game in general. We already did this. The recording, I'll just say failed, or at least I failed. but
Uh,
but at least it'll be a good way for me to know exactly where things will go in the discussion. That way, I know what parts to ease out now. So
of course.
yeah. I mean,
So,
it happens with Game Explain apparently all the time. If you listen to their
okay.
discussions, they say, "Oh yeah, off camera we talked about it," and I would imagine if that was just a failed recording that they were talking about. You
Okay.
know, just
I
like,
just heard, I just heard you in the background be like, "Oh crap," and then I was just like, "What?" And then you said I wasn't recording.
anyway, so the game in general. What are your thoughts?
Game in general, amazing game, amazing. Like in the beginning, it did have some like, but like FPS work stuff around it. People
Yeah.
complained about that, but then recently, I don't know if this is correct, but like I know they had like at least 2 patches to get the FPS up. And I've seen the patches like work kind of. Basically, if you're ever playing the game and like you're running or walking or something, and you see like stuff in like nothing in the distance really, but then you get closer and then you just see stuff appear. I guess that's what they did to just like
Mhm.
guess assets load in later,
Yeah.
which I can understand.
Oh yeah. And
Uh,
in that
uh,
those same updates went on to the Wii U version as well, minus the tips from the Wild that's Switch only. That began the whole downfall of
yeah.
like the whole thing where Nintendo's now focusing on just making the Switch version different than the Wii U version, which really, as I said off camera, ruins the whole entire thing of no more removing the gamepad features.
I
Because
mean, like we were talking about. Basically, I don't think that the like I do like the idea of like you could touch the gamepad and like it'll go down to the bottom screen so you can like turn your TV off and like or like have other people watch stuff as you play the game on it. I think that was a really cool idea. And basically that's what they did for the Switch, and basically you could just take it out of the thing and just you could just play it if you wanted. Um yeah, but the thing is that I don't think they should add anything like game like extra to the Wii U version, because they do that, then it's gonna make it seem kind of like an unfair advantage against this Nintendo Switch, which a lot of people have, and not many people have the Wii U.
yeah, but at the same time, I still don't think having the map on the gamepad would change much in terms of enjoyment because
Yeah,
either way, because it would have made sense because Nintendo wanted to do that from the get go, and it would have been a nice way for them to say, "Hey,"
yeah, because to
because
be
it
honest,
wouldn't have been anything
I'm pretty sure.
major. Because at some point, you turn off the HUD anyways, you're barely looking at the
Yeah,
map.
I'm pretty sure that Breath of the Wild, like, if this Nintendo Switch didn't come out, it was just supposed to be a Wii U release. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
if you look at
And
the
then, and then
Game
I'm pretty sure,
Awards, if you look at the Game Awards, what 2015 footage, I believe it's like maybe late 2014 or something.
hmm?
You saw that gameplay and you saw on the gamepad they had the map on it.
Yeah, you could definitely see that. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool feature. Like, if they were gonna add it into the game, the Wii U, and then, like, when they released when they, said like they kept saying like, oh, we're pushing it back, and I'm just like, oh boy, I can't wait for that game. And then a year later, I'm just like, oh boy, I can't wait for that game. And I just gotta.
Yeah, and then it comes out on the Switch, and
Oh,
Nintendo's like, yeah, none of those gamepad features you ever saw are going to be on the final version.
Don't mind, don't mind though. Those are,
Don't mind those. They might as well just have been us running developer things, just adding in extra coding.
I do, I did like how they added in like I did how they, I did, I did how they, I did like how they talk like how it was like you could see what they were doing, and like how it looked from from their side. But
Yeah.
then when you look back into the future, it's just like, man, they put a lot of thought into this. Like, it's just
Into the gamepad features, yeah, and it's just like,
yeah.
and even looking back at just E3 2016 when they had the demo and whatnot, there were a
Mm-hmm.
lot of scrap features from that one that I even noticed. Such as a whole scanning thing of the enemies that never made it into the final version.
Oh yeah.
That's one
Yeah, I
thing.
wrote.
That's one thing that I keep noticing that no one who talks about the beta ever brings up. It's like just
Mm,
that. Oh yeah, and at E3, I don't know, last year / 2 years ago, however you look at it. I mean, E3 2017 is still this year's E3 when you think about it. But a
mhm.
lot of people say, "Oh, that's last year's E3," and I'm like, "It's not
But
2018 yet."
yeah, a lot of people were saying like, is it worth it that like this game is good and all, but like, is it worth it that it came out like so long after they were kept pushing it? Is it that good that they did that? And my answer to that is yes. They
Yes, it is. Yeah.
they took the they took that time. They could have just released it and everyone would have just been like, that's really good, I like it. But no, they took their time, they put more time into it, and bam, it's one of the greatest games in I've played in my entire life.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and I would say that and a lot of people like to say, "Oh, this game, well, it's like Horizon Zero Dawn." And I'm like, okay, yeah, but if you have both a PS4 and a Wii U, or hell, even a Switch, just one or the other in terms of Nintendo, like Breath of the
Mm-hmm.
Wild doesn't matter console wise long term. But if you want tips of the
Yeah,
wild, get a Switch. If you don't really care and you want a wide library right now to play, like I'm not saying the Switch is without games, but when you consider decent games that people can just buy a console and download a few games right now, like a bunch of games right now, like decent games like Super Mario 3D World, so on and so forth, while waiting for like more Switch titles to be released before they get a Wii U. You know,
yeah. I heard they stopped production for the Wii U.
they did, but you still find Wii U's here and there. People trade them in,
Okay,
like,
but yeah, I do think that like buying a Switch, like I did buy a Switch, but that was only because like I really wanted to just play like Zelda on the go, even though I have it on the Wii U. I
I,
did
I,
really
I I
care,
wish I could
and
do that. I wish I
I
could
think
do
that
that. My birthday was March 13th, and my father doesn't give a shit about buying presents for people over 21. He's just like, here's
well,
$150. Happy birthday.
nice. I'm sorry for yours. Anyway, but like, yeah, like the only reason I bought like a Switch to like, it was just like to play Zelda. But the thing I found out was like, the Switch itself, like if you're just playing a regular game, it can run for about 6 to 5 hours. I'm pretty sure. But that thing runs Zelda. That you play that Zelda nonstop. That thing runs at 3 hours.
So I guess, me getting it on the Wii
It will
U was.
drain that battery.
Yeah, so I guess me getting it on the Wii U with how long I've played the game at this point is just like, hell, I'm playing it right now during the discussion.
Yeah.
I'm playing it
It's
solely on
just,
my gamepad right now, and I guess by now the Switch would have been dead. So I guess with my 1,100, nearly 200-hour playtime is just like, yeah, getting it on the Wii U is probably the smarter bet for me.
yeah. And yeah, I do think that like I think in my opinion, I think once the Switch gets like ports of games from like really old, like say Paper Mario,
Yeah,
what
like
else?
virtual console
Super Mario
titles.
64,
Yeah, virtual console titles.
Mario
Yeah,
Bros, like all the classics, then that's when like everyone's gonna start buying a Switch and it's just gonna skyrocket.
yeah.
Because the ports are one of my favorite things of like Nintendo consoles,
Mhm.
of the Wii and the Wii U
Yeah.
and the 3DS.
Anyways, it's
And
we're getting a little off topic here. It's nice to talk about the Wii U and Switch, but yeah, I
yeah,
mean, but just in terms of Breath of the Wild, the Switch isn't solely worth it because Breath of the Wild is too power heavy for the Switch alone. And I would imagine,
unless you are charging it. as long as you're charging it, I think, like with a wall outlet, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be just fine. You
Well,
can
what
play it
well
as long as you want.
well what about the Joy-Con in the Joy-Con grip? I mean, how would you charge those in the same
Well,
manner as like plugging in the gamepad to the wall to charge it?
well, actually, if you plug in like as long as the Joy Cons are in on the tablet and you charge it, it will the charge won't just go to the console. It will also go to the Joy
But no,
Cons.
what I'm saying is like if you want to play it for as long as you want, but on the TV, you're unable to do so.
True. Yeah.
Whereas the Wii
True.
U version,
That's a point.
whereas the
That's a point. But a lot of people are saying that playing it on like the tablet version is better.
yeah,
But
but
like the Joy Cons, their battery isn't that bad.
mm,
Their battery isn't that bad, really. It takes a while for them to run out.
guessing it would be like I guess it'd be the difference between playing a game on the Wii U with the gamepad versus the Pro controller.
Hmm.
You know, the Pro controller lasts a lot longer than the gamepad because there's less power that is needed to run the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just think yeah. Anyway, back to the topic.
Yeah.
So yeah, what were you saying? You were saying that Zelda's like basically, it's gonna, it's gonna drain your battery.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think as long as you have some sort of power, like I don't think maybe like a small power bank, maybe like a
what? No.
huge.
What you need is the Triforce of Power.
Yeah, exactly. But like I don't think a small battery bank, power bank, what they're called,
Yeah.
will help you that much, because, or maybe it will help you, but the thing is that you will, like, if you're gonna charge it like that, that's fine. It will probably charge really slow though, and if you're playing Zelda on that thing while it's charging, I doubt you're gonna make any progress with that. It's just gonna drain as fast as
Yeah. You're probably gonna be playing it mostly on the TV then, if that's the case.
Yeah. It's yeah. But like say you're in the car and like you're bored. I say after
Car,
a
bus,
while,
train,
like
subway, whatever.
after your Switch has been plugged in, after a while,
And
I say
you're just going
pop it
to and
out,
from
then
place to
start playing.
place. Yeah.
Do they?
Oh, I was just thinking as you're going from place to place, however you want, like train, bus, subway, like like even
We're
if
getting back onto the topic of Nintendo
Exactly.
Switch.
which I don't even have, so I barely know a thing or two about it because I don't really pay attention to it.
I have one. I have one, and I'm still discovering a lot of new things about it.
I mean, I wish I could afford one, but I'm hoping to get one by mid-October, maybe early November. Because sadly, even
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, because like by that time, there will be a lot of games out. There'll be like you can get Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Odyssey, which is basically going to be one of the best Mario games in my opinion.
yeah, no,
possibly.
I enjoyed Super Mario 64 DS when it came out. I remember I got the DS one year for Christmas from my grandmother, and if I'm not mistaken, Super Mario 64 DS was a launch title for the DS, and it was a fun game that I remember playing back then.
Okay.
So,
Well, let me ask you this. Would you consider, like, what port do you think does the Nintendo Switch need to get you to instantly be like, I have to get it?
to be honest, I'm already like that because I'm a hardcore Nintendo fan, but if I had to pick one game right now,
That they would port.
I would say just a first-party Nintendo title, or even if it's just Game Freak or Pokemon Company, or
It could be anything. It could be anything.
so we're even reaching for the stars here, even the impossible, even stuff that we know wouldn't happen. So even like Jack and Daxter on the Switch, which we know would never fucking happen.
Yeah, possibly. I feel like the Nintendo Switch, they're getting a huge opportunity here, and I feel like if they can run Breath of the Wild, they can run almost anything. They
Almost,
can run.
almost. I mean, it's definitely not the most powerful
Yeah,
powerhouse machine
yeah.
there. It's definitely not.
And
And
remember,
come,
the entire console is just the tablet.
yeah,
It's not even the Joy Cons. The Joy Cons aren't even the console. It's just the tablet. That's really the main powerhouse.
yeah. I mean, the Joy Cons have some separate power to them, like for the rumble and everything. But other than that, it is the tablet. It would pretty much be like it would pretty much be like if the Wii U and the Wii U gamepad were just one thing. You know, I've heard people back at during the Switch presentation in January saying, "Oh, you know, this is what the Wii U should have been, not what it, you know, not what it."
Well, I could have, I could see like how like because if you look at it, it's kind of like progress
Yeah,
because they had the Wii, which basically like made you get up on your feet or they
yeah,
made you sat down. That had like a a wireless controller that you could plug in or whatever.
yeah,
Then the Wii U came out, and like that had like a gamepad, which basically was like a second screen for the thing.
yeah. The gamepad was like the Wii and the DS decided to have sex, and that was the baby.
And then like I thought that was the one of the most amazing things ever. Then uh then like the Switch came about where it was not only like you could just play it around your room, but you could take it across the globe. You could take that across the globe if you wanted,
Yeah,
and
but
it would still
yeah,
work fine.
yeah. It's no different than taking your 3DS, DS, Game Boy Advance with you.
But in my opinion, I would have to say right now the best mobile console that you can take with you is still the 3DS.
Really.
In my opinion, right now, it's just because in in this is my opinion, just because that Switch, the Switch I have, the Switch you have, the Switch almost well not everybody, but a lot of people have doesn't have that many games on it, or at least that many games that
Are
really,
enjoyable for long
yeah.
periods of time.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people enjoy the games on like the shop and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
but
I
they are,
do have,
but yeah, but they aren't really enjoyable for as long as a period of time as many 3DS games are.
yeah, I do think, yeah, because the 3DS, like you could stick that in your pocket. The
Yeah.
Switch, you would have to carry that thing around because you can't carry it in your pocket unless your pocket's huge.
And or you're a woman and you have a handbag.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So yeah.
But anyways, back to breath of
Oh
fresh
yeah,
air.
we kept talking.
The fresh
Gosh,
prince
dang
of breath air.
it.
Which is pretty much just what Breath of the Wild is. The prince of...
we just start talking about Breath of the Wild again. It's just like, man, I like Crash Bandicoot. So how about we just start.
So, anyways, so how would you rate the exploration in Breath of the Wild?
Oh, that's definitely. Wait, actually, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Mm.
I would say it's very open and very, very, very awesome. Very cool.
It's just that it long term and looking back, there's not really a lot of unique places really in the world.
And also, once you get a 100%, like after you begin, and there's like this like little percentage thing at the bottom, like once you open up your Sheikah slate. And when I opened that up, like I had like done so much in that game, like offline and online. And by the time I beat the game, I only had 21%.
Yeah, no, I mean, I played the game
The game,
multiple times,
the,
and I only have... The highest one I have is in my master mode save, and I have 40.61 hours.
but
Or 40.61% of the game complete.
But for me to get like just 21%, that's really good because the game, like I haven't unlocked like every chest, every single thing in my Hyrule Compodium. Every single
Yeah.
shrine, almost everything I have not unlocked.
Yeah, there's
But
a
the
lot of
fact is,
drive to go into explore, but there's nothing
there's
real.
there's a lot to do. In which case, that's kind of fun. But what happens when you get to 100? What else do you do? There's nothing
Nothing.
else for you to really do.
Yeah, and I would say that in my mind, what Nintendo should have done to increase, and we'll tie this into another thing that I'll go to soon,
Also,
but they should have put in some
because,
regular dungeons. They didn't have to tie them to any part of the story. They could have just said,
they,
like, at the end of this dungeon, sort of like how at Hyrule Castle there's that Stalenox that gives you the Hylian shield. They could have done something similar to that with a typical dungeon where you defeat this boss and then you just happen to get this Royal Guard shield that's powerful, more powerful than the standard one you find out in the world or whatever. So
yeah. But let's not forget that soon enough, soon, we are going to be getting DLC Pack 2.
yeah.
That is the DLC pack I am most excited for.
I think that's
Because
DLC pack. I think that's the DLC pack everyone is
because
looking
that's
forward to.
I've heard it's either A, like a lot more about the champions in the past, or B, it's a continuation.
It's a continuation of the story.
Okay, if it's a continuation, I'm definitely playing that. That is worth $20.
Oh yeah, and I would say that the all the DLC put together, the bonus pack, you know, the one that you get before the first one, the one that came with the Switch shirt and everything, and then the first pack and the second pack. And guys, remember, if you're watching this after the second pack came out, we're recording this before the second pack came out.
Just know this is September 1st, just so you know.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say that everything can put together right now that we know about the DLC packs. I would say that altogether they could have sold the packs themselves for like $45, and it would have still been sellable because.
Yeah, a lot of people would have still bought it.
Yeah, because maybe 35, because I think the first pack and the bonus pack itself equals out to like $5 less than the second pack altogether.
Yeah, I think my price, like, if they launched the
like if they
the
asked you
DLC, the DLC,
like if they asked you right now, how much should we charge for the DLC packs?
If they asked me how much would I pay, I would say I would not go any higher than $40. If they charge me more than $40, I would probably not do that.
Yeah.
I would probably just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Of course, I would buy like a $60 game, but I wouldn't buy a $40 DLC pack just for a continuation that I could just watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I think once the DLC pack 2 comes out, I think I'm going to be doing it's not going to be added to like my Breath of the Wild playlist. It's going to be added to its own playlist.
Same here. Because I think what I'm gonna do is the same thing. I'm gonna just record straight out what I do as I do it, because typically when I do a Let's Play, I think my problem is I get a little sidetracked with life stuff, and I tend to beat my personal before I beat the Let's Play one. And I want to show some sincere emotion in it as well. Not that my emotions aren't sincere, but I do want to be informative, but I also just want to be shocked with everyone else in terms of the second one. Like, oh, so this is what happens, because all we have right now is just that whole, 15-second developer footage of the DLC Pack 2, where it's just those small clips, and it's grainy and everything. It's just like...
I have not seen any footage from DLC Pack 2.
Just look it up. It's like really short.
Yeah, but like, I would like to know like how long is DLC Pack 2? Is it something you can beat in one session? Is it something like that's going to take a long time to beat? Is it like another game of Breath of the Wild, basically? I just want to know,
that's what I want to know as well, because it would be cool to know, because it's like, because if it's another game, but just tacked on to Breath of the Wild in terms of DLC, then hell, $20, we're stealing from Nintendo. We should be arrested.
Yeah, in my opinion, if I found out that the game was like basically another Breath of the Wild, just with like a lot more explanation. Well, not exploration. I meant.
Yeah.
Basically, I would pay the same amount, and I would try to rack up as much money as I can,
Exactly.
because that would be worth it.
Yeah.
But if but there is a chance that it's probably not gonna be just like the same length as Breath of the Wild, most likely. Maybe it will, but I don't think it's gonna.
No, 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 no. The DLC Pack 2, the Champions Ballad will be.
Oh, it will?
Yes.
Oh, dang! I never knew
It's
that.
immediate. If you collect all the memories and you beat Calamity Ganon, you know how Zelda's like, oh, we should check out Ruda because she's having
Yeah,
issues.
yeah,
Yeah,
because something happened to Ruda.
yeah, it takes place immediately at that time.
Mm, dang.
So it's
That would be okay. So like, I would wonder like, is there gonna be a cutscene like right after you start up DLC Pack 2, or is there gonna be like it's gonna be like basically free roam? So I kind of want to know what's gonna happen. So
yeah,
in my route, I'm
because
probably gonna
in
be
DLC Pack 2, Ganon's no more, so a lot of people are wondering, okay, or like, okay, we'll believe that maybe there's a few straggling monsters left here and there because maybe, when you defeated Ganon, they weren't all automatically killed. They were, some of
But
them still had
wait.
strength to lead.
If that happens, if Ganon's no more, there's no more Blood Moon.
I know, that's what a lot of people are wondering, and I think Nintendo being a company, they're being smart. They're going to cash in on that curiosity and have people wonder about that just to get the DLC, just to have that answered for the most part, because we're wondering about it, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably keep the Blood Moon in because who knows? It'll
Maybe
probably
they will, and they'll have some explanation for it to be like
like
still up.
Like Ganon's power still remains very smallly, like very little. Like it's gonna be very infrequently. Like I believe someone did a video. I think it's like Random Respawn did the math, and he's like, oh, it's gonna be like, the Blood Moon happens when you kill X number of enemies, and maybe in the Champion's Ballad it might be something else where it's like it's twice, maybe 3 times that number for a Blood Moon to actually be triggered or flagged in the game. That way, it's like.
Yeah. But what would be really cool is like what everyone would do, like right when that first scene happens, like if it is like you can control your character, I want to see what would happen if you were to go up and talk to Zelda, or basically just leave. What would happen?
Yeah, Zelda. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be your personal guard and knight, but I just fought a giant pig. I just fought a giant mother pig monster. I have a house in Otano, and screw you. I want to go enjoy my retirement. So, yeah.
I wonder what happens if like you try to attack Zelda. I wonder what would happen. Like, because everyone, like every NPC like says something if you try and attack him. Well, almost every NPC.
I mean, the Koroks even do, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like the Great Deku Tree doesn't. Like you climb on his eyebrows and nothing happens. It's like, okay, so you're a sentient tree, but you don't feel me climbing on your eyebrows, climbing on your nose or whatever. But then again, he has a flame inside of him, so
yeah,
I think it makes sense that he'd be sentient, but he doesn't really feel anything in terms of pain and whatnot.
So yeah, I just wonder like what would happen. Like, would we see the spirits again of Mythia, Daruk?
I mean, I would not be surprised, and a lot of people are thinking that the first DLC pack will be primarily just you and Zelda and a few Hyrulean knights going about and electing the new heroes, like their descendants, like
So like
you'll see T-Butt become a champion and
Sidon maybe.
Yeah, Sidon become a champion.
I call him Sidon.
Well, you sit on his back. Bada boom. Well, everyone's thirsty for him.
Yeah, of course. I even like took a picture of like because the I'm not gonna try and get back into Nintendo Switch, but like Nintendo Switch has like this capture. Like you can basically take a photo of something, and like as I was like meeting Sidon, I took a picture of like his intro. It's basically like sit on, and it like as his caption was like Zora Prince, but then I like captured it, and you can go into the capture and edit it. So I just put Daddy above Sidon's name. so it just said Daddy Sidon, and I was
with
I was just so happy.
Miiverse closing on November 8th, the Wii U is losing the ability for people to save pictures to their Miiverse profiles. So,
Yeah.
so I've been having to save my Breath of Wild pictures to DeviantArt and post them there instead.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to the thing. What we're
Yeah,
talking about.
the
Oh yeah.
second
Okay.
yeah.
I can't remember what was the Goron Descendants.
Yonobo.
Yunoba. Okay. And then, I don't think it would be Riju though. It wouldn't be Riju. Because Riju's not a descendant.
Hold on.
Is Riju the descendant of Urbosa?
I believe.
Is that why she's leading people?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's the descendant of Urbosa because she's leading the Gerudo, and I think she is the descendant.
Okay, yeah, I could see like Yunoba and Sidon.
Yunobo.
I can't.
Sidon
Like,
Sidon is Mifa's brother. I think younger brother.
I can see those two become like definitely becoming like the champions of the Divine Beast. But then I look at Teba and then and then Riju, and I just think those two don't even say if they're related. They don't even say if they're.
Yeah, but still, I think in the long term, it's mostly their actions rather than their lineage that would tie them. That would give them.
I mean, Urbosa, like everyone, like all the champions became champions just because of some reason. So
because they're badass or whatever. Yeah. So I really don't think it's lineage at all long term. I think it would help, but at the same time, screw that. If they have like enough strength to help Link board the Divine Beast, then they definitely technically have enough strength to do stuff. I mean, Teba technically could have boarded Meadow, but he was injured. If he didn't get injured, he could have boarded the damn thing with you. So
yeah.
So really, there was nothing stopping him. It was just he got injured. He got shot in his wing, and he was willing to take that hit as well to protect you. So really, that just goes to show that he could replace Rivali as well. And I think Teba has a
and he was willing to go up there, sacrifice himself to save the village.
Yeah, exactly. So really,
I mean, he's kind of nicer than Rivali.
For the most part, but he does have some similar traits as well. Like when he first saw Link, he was like, "Oh, you're just a damn Hylian. I don't give a crap about you. Get the hell out of here. There's no way you can do this. Just shoo." The Elder is a crazy old man.
I remember I was trying to I was talking to him and he's like, "Hey, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this why do you want to save like all the village or whatever?" And the options were like just to save the village, or Princess Zelda, or I don't know, or something like that.
Exactly.
And then I picked for Princess Zelda, and he got all confused, like, huh? Princess Zelda, she's dead, you idiot.
Exactly. It would be like saving. It'd be like saying to someone, "Oh yeah, I want to do this because I want to save Queen Elizabeth I," and it's like, you damn moron, she's deceased.
Oh gosh.
Save her from what? Worms? Cockroaches?
Okay. But yeah, like I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, the champion.
I would also like to revisit like a lot of like the main characters that helped you, like say Impa, Paya, Pura,
Yeah.
Robbie, all those characters. Because those characters seem really.
And to be honest, I can't wait to see the look on Zelda's face when she sees child Paya. And everything,
Oh my
because
god.
remember she turned herself back into a kid, so you gotta wonder what Zelda's expression is gonna be to that
Yeah.
whole thing. Just be like, are you sure you're not just her grandchild or something? I mean, hell, I would not be surprised if even Impa's unaware that she's been, become a child again.
I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if like Zelda saw Impa like as like an old age. That'd be really cool. And I mean like Impa, she's really old.
She's more than she.
Like,
I know. I mean,
she's lived out 100 years.
I know. I mean, I was expecting to see someone.
She's like basically on the brink of death right now.
Exactly, and here Link is just roaming around.
My mom was dead.
Can you just hurry up, kill Ganon? I want to be. Yeah. I mean, I'm just here sitting down because I'm unable to fucking move because I'm just weak. I mean, someone hacked the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild to spawn in a silver Lionel right inside Impa's house, and Impa does nothing. Impa's just sitting there, just doing your normal animation, just not really freaking out at all towards the Lionel. Just I mean, Paya's freaking out, but Impa's just like, I've seen shit. This is nothing. I mean, you call this monster terrifying? I've seen my own turds that were more terrifying than that.
I would love to see like in the chat what's it called, DLC pack 2, what's it called again? I can't remember.
Champions Ballad.
I would love to see in the Champions Ballad of where we find out where that birthmark on Papaya is.
I highlight out, they'll even showcase that.
Maybe that's the entire point of the DLC.
It ends in the whole it ends and the whole thing's just blurry anyways. It's just like it's a pixelated blur. You can't even make it out, and a lot of people are like, well, that was just cheap.
We just see Link reading Paya's diary, and then it gets to that point where it's like the birthmark is on my. Paya comes in like, Link, what are you doing? And it just ends.
It ends with her. It ends with her about to slap Link on the face.
No, killing Link apparently. Oh gosh, she would never kill Link though.
I mean, everyone's thirsty for Link.
Yeah, I think even Reggie said like Link was hot in like an interview.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, but then again, when you can play as Link nearly naked. Can you argue?
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's like playing. I mean, it's like playing Punch Out and saying that Little Mac isn't hot. I'm sorry, but that man's muscles.
I'm sorry. Just doing something real quick. Okay, there we go. Anyway, don't mind anything. Basically, what else do we need to talk about? I don't know. Anything else?
Well, let's talk about. We didn't get this in the recording, but we did talk about a bit off-screen weapon durability.
Oh yeah. I said that the weapon durability I think is good. The only problem I think is that some good weapons like don't have like the best durability. So like you find this really cool good weapon, and then it doesn't really have that much good of a durability. So it's just like. I mean, it's kind of just like, it's a really good weapon, and like, you have less durability, so you can get less use out of it, which is pretty cool. Then it just gets me the fact, like, I mean, then I'm gonna have to go out and find a new weapon, and it's just, But in my opinion, the whole weapon thing, I think it's better to have a weapon with less, like, that does less damage and has more durability than one with wait, what? Oh, frick, what did I say? What I'm trying to say here is that it's better to have a weapon with less attack power and more durability than one with less durability and more attack power, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Because then you can get more hits out of them, doing more damage.
Yeah.
But it's always good to have all sorts of varieties of weapons, like
Yeah.
spears, axes, bats, swords, all types, just in case you get in like some kind of jiffy. My name is Jiffy. Anyway,
And I have to agree. Weapon durability in Breath of the Wild is a good thing. It really makes sure the player practices with different
and
weapons.
it makes you use the environment to your advantage. And
Yeah.
the thing is that also, like, you don't even have to use like a regular weapon as a weapon. Like, you don't even have to use a sword as a weapon. You can literally
You
magnesis
could use
like a freaking
you
box and then just jump. And then
exactly exactly. Or if you're at the top of a cliff and there's two boulders or even one boulder or whatever, you can push that down and
stasis.
stasis it, or even just push it, and then next thing you know, it hits like a few bokoblins and whatnot,
Nice.
or moblins or whatever, and then so it
If I
really
could pull
does
that
help.
off, if
Yeah.
I could pull that off, I'd be the happiest person alive. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And then there's the Master Sword, which does have durability, but it's a different type of durability. It does run out of energy at some point, but at the same time, its durability is different because when it runs out of energy, it requires 10 minutes to recharge.
yeah. But the thing is that like that's sometimes worth it
Yeah.
because like like I couldn't really pinpoint this, but like there were some times when like the Master Sword would just glow and it would have like a lot more power, and I wouldn't know why. Like it just like it didn't even matter where I was. I could have been like at like the Elden Mountains. Could have been in
Yeah.
freaking. I could have been at Dueling Peak Stable. I could have been Hateno Village. It could have been anywhere, but like it just happened randomly. I didn't know why. So I don't know. I can't pinpoint the exact times.
It'll glow when there's a guardian or whatever near you.
Oh, okay. So if there's a guardian around, then
You're
it'll
like an
happen.
active guardian, it will.
Okay. Dang, that would have been like a cool little feature they added in, like some sort of thing like the Karok masks,
Yeah.
like where it could like sniffed out like active guardians.
Oh,
That would
yeah.
have been pretty cool. But like if you're wearing the champion's tunic, and you walk up to a whole bunch, like say that one like place near the near Dueling Peak Stable, you walk over there, you can clearly see like the HP bar over their head, so you can try and avoid them. So I
Yep.
mean, champion's tunic is really kind of helpful.
Yeah, no, and it's amazing how in the E3 demo last year they had that, but as part of the Sheik Isolate instead, where you would scan the enemy.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I think that would have been better, but I also think that they just took that out because they wanted to put it to the champion's tunic. That way, the player has a reason to wear it. You know.
Okay.
So any hopes for like anything you want to see Nintendo add in like a future open world Zelda game? Like say the next Breath of the Wild or whatever.
So like anything like their new project
Yeah.
or like open world thing.
Yeah.
So I've heard that Mario Odyssey. I've heard that's open world. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Zelda, like their next Zelda game.
Okay, Zelda. Next Zelda. I think that if they went in this same direction,
Which I think
I feel like
A&M has said they are.
okay, I feel like them going in this new direction is good. It's very good. But the thing is that I feel like uh now that we've basically got like now that we've basically gotten like a game where it's basically open world and from Zelda, and it's basically like you can basically do whatever you want. I know I'm saying basically a lot, but like you could do anything you want, and like you could get whatever divine beast you want. You could get whatever weapons you want. You could have gone from the very start to the end of the game in like a second, possibly. Well, not a second, but like I'm just saying,
Like from the get go,
I
like once you
I feel
complete
like
the
they did
Great
a great job
Plateau,
with this.
yeah.
I feel like they did a great job with this, but I feel like there are still people out there that miss the old format. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think that what they should do is say, in order to pad out the time between Zelda games a bit better, they should mix in some 3D Zelda games. Say it takes them 5 years, maybe 6 years to make an open world Zelda game. Then, say halfway through development of that open world Zelda game, release a 3D
Okay, dude,
Zelda game.
I'm sorry to stop you right there, but like your audio is just I can't really hear you much.
Really?
Okay, there you go. That was good. That was good.
Okay, okay. I'm saying that, in between open air Zelda games or open world Zelda games, they should release a 3D Ocarina of Time style Zelda game, because
Yeah.
then that way they could pad it out, still have the story elements, the older traditional Zelda games, and people aren't going to be waiting that long then after the release of those 3D Zelda games then for the next Zelda game, which will be open world. That way it's easier.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if
So,
they want, they could even do a release instead of a 3D Zelda game, or if they want, they could release a 3D Zelda game. Then after that, add in I don't know, a Link Between Worlds, Link to the Past type Zelda game as well, where it's like 2D side scroll or a 2D Zelda game or whatever. You know?
yeah. And I felt like what they did like cuz okay, I'm going to sound really kind of I guess scrubby here. I had never played Link to the Past before until I played Link Between Worlds.
I've never played Link to the Past, and I played
Okay.
a little bit of
Okay.
Link Between Worlds. Never beat it.
I will say that I did like because when I saw the game and I saw the format, I was like, wow, this is a really cool game. Then I saw Link to the Past. I was like, oh, did they use the same format? They just changed up the story a bit. I felt like that was what needed to be done in a few more Zelda games. Like have like a similar format and similar like story, but like change up the story in a little bit of a way. I don't know if that made sense or not.
Yeah, I mean, if they do that with, like, say, some other Zelda games just to make a new one, sort of like how they use the same assets in Majora's Mask that they used in Ocarina of Time. Really, it doesn't hurt them then to release a few Zelda games before the next open world, open air game, because, a lot of people don't mind that taking a while because it's an open world game. It requires a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, as long as they release
So
a few Zelda games beforehand, the format will be fine.
I feel like now that they like since they took really this Zelda game, Zelda Breath of the Wild, because they kept pushing back the date. I feel now as if since they have um Zelda Breath of the Wild down, I feel like they could shorten the time. If they're going to use the same format, they can shorten this time. All they need to do is a similar story, or no, not a similar story, like a story, and then that's really it. Place out all your locations, place out like all the other stuff, like all that. Make the map. That's it. You're done.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that maybe the next one they should do the whole Majora's Mask thing, use the same assets, and just make a whole new map, because a lot of people are like, well, Majora's Mask does not equal, Ocarina of Time 2.0 despite the same characters. It's just,
Yeah.
similar looking characters. It's just a great game in its own right, and so a lot of people are like, if Nintendo went that way with Breath of the Wild 2.0 or whatever, it would be just fine in their minds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man. Well, this was a really, really cool thing we did.
I mean, any added features you want to see, like grappling hook,
Yeah,
hook shot?
a lot of stuff. I felt like there was really no. I felt like I felt like the only items that they forgot to add were almost all of them. uh, I'm just saying like they forgot to add the like some of the old uh like what's it called items, say like the boomerang. Well, they did add in the boomerang. Um,
But like the hook
say
shot, the claw shot,
yeah, like
items.
all that stuff.
Yeah, and
I
according to like, I
And
believe
I did, but
I.
I did like the fact that they did get rid of the wallets because I like the wallet system, but after I was like explained like, man, he can carry all this stuff, except he can't carry as many rupees. I just
Exactly.
thought like, yeah,
Yeah.
but then I did like how they got rid of the wallet system and you could carry like as many rupees. You could basically get 1,000 rupees by the end of the drawer.
Yeah. And the one thing I would say that they tried to put in the hook
No,
shot.
no, not well. Actually, don't actually quote me on that because you can't get a rupee. You can't really get any rupees by the end of the tutorial.
Yeah, I know. But
Anyway,
but they
anyway.
tried to put in the hook shot into Breath of the Wild, and they were like, it makes climbing too easily. And a solution I believe would work for that. Now I'm no developer, so I'm not sure how easy this would be to put in, but a range limit on that damn thing. Don't let you just shoot directly straight as far as you want up a mountain. Just add in a range thing and let stamina take its toll. So like
Mhm.
anytime you use a hook shot, let it take, I don't know, a quarter of your stamina wheel, more than say your average,
Yeah.
just sprint up a mountain by pressing the X button. Just more than that. That way the player has to think: do I want to use the claw shot as a shortcut, or do I not want to? Because in the end, Rivali's Gale becomes your claw shot, your hook shot, your
Yeah,
grappling hook.
basically, because yeah, that paraglider is your best friend, really. Got the entire game.
Your paraglider is your lover, more so than Zelda.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, if Ganon took that thing away from you, we'd all
You,
immediately go towards him. I mean, screw Zelda.
I would like if I just lost the paraglider one day, I'd be jumping off. Right now, I'd be jumping off a mountain and just be falling. And I would.
I mean, and half the time I'm surprised even on Death Mountain that thing doesn't catch on fire. What the hell is that thing made out of?
It's stainless steel paper. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's made out of like some kind of like paper cloth stuff. I don't know.
I mean, then again, there's wood on it as well, holding the cloth
Yeah.
together. So it's like,
So that thing should be like completely flammable.
exactly, yet it isn't. It just doesn't burn. It's like, what the hell? It's like half the time you would imagine an enemy shooting you with bomb arrows would be able to destroy it, but they don't.
Yeah.
Oh well. So, any other features besides like the claw shot? I mean, I think that in the next one they should let you dive underwater instead of just swimming the way you do in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Because they say, oh, you see what you see, anything that you look at, you can go to. Well, then I'm looking at the
yeah.
bottom of the ocean. I'm looking at the bottom of this pond, at this river
Then
or whatever, and I can't go down to it. And then there's also,
then
and when you kill a silver bokoblin or you push them into the water and their ore falls down into the water, that ore is lost to you because you can't dive.
then again, you can use your magnesis or stasis or whatever you want to get whatever in the water.
Well,
Because usually whatever.
not the
But
ore.
usually, well, wait, is there ore in the water?
When you push a silver or golden bokoblin into the water, or even a moblin of equal colors, um, into the water, they'll drown and their ore will drop to the bottom and they aren't magnesisable.
Hmm.
So you
I
can't
mean,
recollect those.
I thought like once you knock them into the water, they'll like dissolve, and then like the stuff will be floating, and then you just
Most of their stuff will, but their ore doesn't. It's too heavy. It'll fall down into the bottom, and you're unable to collect it.
But yeah, like I just want to say, like, if anyone disagrees with me, that's fine. Like, anyone watching this disagrees with me, that's fine. I just don't want anyone to hate because I probably said something stupid in this. I probably said something completely stupid.
I mean, for me, I played the game
everyone's just
so
clicking
long
dislike on
that
my
it's
videos
like
right now.
ridiculous. So yeah.
But I just want to say that you have your own opinion, I have mine, and I think that the game is 99.9% perfect.
Same here.
It's not completely perfect. It's not completely perfect, but it's basically perfect.
Yeah, but I really do think Nintendo should have put in some diving mechanic into the water. It would have really helped out with like some stuff and given you some stuff to explore underneath the water. Because
we did complain about some stuff, but they were only like minor things, really.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I like to bring up about Breath of the Wild is just the way that you have to like get a headache just to think of the bad things in the game. Like it takes that much thinking just to, excuse me, just to think of the negatives in the game. Like you have to think that hard. Like you have to be like, oh, my head's hurting. Oh, now I'm thinking. Now I can think of the bad stuff because you have to think just insanely hard.
Oh, may I give a tip for anyone that hasn't played Breath of the Wild, wants to, and like, can I get some tips?
Sure.
So, first tip, if you're going to a divine beast, if you're choosing what divine beast to go to Madoa. That's my opinion.
Go to Meadow,
because that thing, because Rivali's Gale is one of the most important things you will ever have.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that thing, it's gonna take you a lot longer to like get up places. So
yeah. It will. I mean, I would say
Oh,
first.
yeah,
I would say it's tied between either. It's a tie between Rudo or Meadow because the instant rejuvenation and Rivali's Gale are equally as useful early on. So, either way, both help you out.
Basically, what you could do with like Rivali's Gale, if you really wanted to, I recommend after doing Rivali's Gale or the Divine Beast Madoa, basically go to try to go to Ruda, because basically that entire section that has you having to go through all that like a whole bunch, like a really long place, like really long section. You just have to walk or run. And I recommend just well, no, I wasn't talking about the Lionel part. The Lionel part, you could just skip that entirely. But like, right when you meet Sidon, he's like, you can't climb anything because it's really raining.
Yeah.
You could basically skip that entire proportion if you have Rivali's Gale.
Or you could always just skip that by going to the Leineru Tower. It's not that hard to climb up, and then just gliding straight to all the higher ground. It's not that hard. I've done that before.
I like when I did that. I was climbing the Leineru Tower, and I went to the shrine near it. So Kofi Shrine or something. And I was just walking, and all of a sudden, it just went to cutscene, and then I saw Sidon, the love of my life. Anyway,
the love of everyone's life. I mean, screw Zelda. Everyone just wants to have him.
Anyway, I'm out of time really right now. So
all right,
I'm very sorry.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. It's gonna end soon, anyways.
I just want to say this. if you took anything, like if you disagree with anything I said, that's fine. We can both have different opinions, or maybe your opinion is better than mine. I don't know, but I don't really want to hate on my videos. Just, don't hate on my videos, please. I will post good Minecraft content. Anyway, that was a joke. But like, yeah.
But then again, haters bring haters, and all that matters on YouTube are views, because then views equals money. So
Likes don't matter.
So as I say, bring on the trolls. Troll me all you want. Bring on your troll friends.
Don't troll me. Don't troll me. I'm actually trying to do this seriously. But yeah. If you have a different opinion, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, leave it in the comments below, and
I'll leave a comment down below and tell me if you have a different opinion.
Your comment will be, "This video sucks."
Yeah. I'll promote your video. But anyway, so yeah, don't hate on me. We have different opinions. I probably had you probably had a better opinion. Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, because I have like over 1,000 hours.
Anyway, yeah, I gotta go.
All right.
Because I'm streaming in like 20 minutes.
All right, so that was Boo Plays Games, and
BooGames.
BooGames. I guess you hate games.
I love games. They're the best thing in the world.
I know, but you're saying BooGames.
Besides, sit on.
Anyways, check out his channel down in the description. I'll leave a link down below there. And be sure to subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't. Leave a like, a comment. Pledge to me on Patreon. Follow me on Twitter. Check the description for various links. Everything will be down there. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.